This video tutorial walks you through on how to use the Autocrat tool. The first thing you need to do is create what I call the template, and that is the Google Doc where the information is going to be auto-filled into. So for example, this is a prep speech daily action plan, and you can see that the information that I want automatically be auto-filled into is within carrots. So there's carrots on both sides. So I want the student name to be filled in, the date to automatically be filled in, the workspace, personal goals, etc. You'll notice that all that information is within 2 carrots on each side. Okay. The next thing I did was I created a Google form. And what I did, the reason I did this is because every time a student submits the form, we can tell Autocrat tool to automatically run and autofill that into another Google Doc or into a PDF. So the nice thing about this is you go through and you make your Google form, and you will notice that my question titles, when I go to edit this one, my question titles are actually the information that I want autofilled in. So like student name, the focus, okay, those are my question title, okay? The student would see, or what they'd be filling in on a daily basis, is the live version where they type in their name, pick the date, write what their focus is going to be. So once you have the Google Doc template, which look like this, created, have the students have a copy, you've also given them a copy of the Google form, okay, or here's the live version, the Google form. They actually need to then go into, like, if here's our Google form where we're creating it. If they go into responses and view responses, it'll bring up the spreadsheet of the Google form. Okay, I already have it open up here. So here's a Google spreadsheet. You can see the one that I tested out. But what they would need to do is they need to go to Add-Ons. Oh, before we get to there, you'll notice that student name, timestamp is our date, focus, workspace. From your Google form question titles, they pull into the headers of each of our columns of the Google spreadsheet. Okay, now we need to go get the Autocrat tool. We're going to go to Add-Ons, get Add-Ons. We're going to search for Autocrat. So this is kind of the back steps that a student would have to do, that you'd have to walk them through. Free. We have to give it authorization to our Google account. So we're going to allow. It just takes a second or two. Okay. And we'll just wait a second. So now we're going to have to just tell Autocrat how we want it to run. So we can close this unless you want to read that and learn more. So up comes Autocrat, and we're going to make a new merge job. And this is where we're going to do all the back setup so that it'll run every time a form is submitted. We'll tell it what folder we want it to put in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to choose a template from Drive. So that template is the very first Google Doc that I made. If you can remember, that looked like, had the carrots in with the fillable information. And we call that prep speech. I actually put it in a prep speech folder. There we go. And here's the prep speech daily. And I don't remember which. I'm going to guess because now I have 2 of them in there, my sample one and our original. We're going to name the merge job. I'm going to call it prep speech daily action plan. Set that. Okay, this is form responses 1. That's the tab of the spreadsheet that we want it to pull from. And you'll notice here is the tag. That's information that's between our carrots, student name, date, focus. We're going to match it up with what column in our Google spreadsheet. And so when you see this, it's real easy if you title them the same way. Student name matches up with student name. The date's going to pull from the timestamp. Focus. Okay, you're just going to go through all those to make sure they match up. And of course, we're going to save. This filing name convention, that's just giving it a title. I'm going to call it Prep Speech Daily Action Plan. Here's where you can change it if you wanted it to be a PDF or Google Doc. I'm going to keep it as a Google Doc. If you wanted to email it or share it with somebody else, this is where you'd click here and add in the email. But we're going to go to Advanced Settings, and we're going to add a folder so that when it creates these documents, it's going to take it to a folder. And I'm going to have this folder. It's one thing you would do behind the scenes with your kids. I'm going to have it go to this Prep Speech Daily folder. Okay, that'll take a second. Now you can see that's the destination folders. And I'm going to click here, Run Autocrat when new forms are submitted, so that every time a student fills out the Google form, it runs the whole tool and the documents created. And I'm going to press Save. It's taking a few seconds to save this. Okay, and then here we go. Here's our merge step. We're ready to go. So I would go back to the form, the live form. I'd fill all the information and hit submit, and behind the scenes the whole tool will work. So what you'll see if I go into my Prep Speech Daily Action, here's my Prep Speech Daily Action folder in my drive. Okay. And here you can see this is what a final one would look like. If a student filled out the form, it would fill in all the information for you. There it is. Student, test student, February 2nd, the workspace is the hallway. The focus was in practice speech with the peers, and it would fill this all in for you. Now for a student within that folder, they're going to probably want to go, they're all going to come through as Prep Speech Daily Action. If you look back in my folder here, like this is the original, and then this is the one I filled out today. They're going to all come in as this, so you might want to go ahead and rename them with the date maybe, if that's the only thing that's different. You could, if I can get it to work here. There we go. Click on it and do the rename. And just rename it maybe to 2016. Or if it's a certain subject like persuasive speech practice, they could rename them how they want, just so that they could find them easily within it. And that's how you use the Autocrat tool.